Hello and welcome to the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. And joining me right here today is Denise Gossett. Denise, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you, Kayden?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. We're happy to finally get you on after those technical difficulties that you had.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Mm.
Yes, it was just it's technology. I don't even know how to I don't even know how to describe it.
No, I know. I got ghost in the machine, right?
Hmm. Right. So kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got in acting to get started.
Okay. Well, I always wanted to be an actor ever since I was little, and I would do the, little princess plays and all that sort of thing.
Hmm.
And then in high school, I did a play in school, and that's when I really started to get interested in it. And I got headshots and got an agent and started doing, like industrial films and things like that. And then I did a TV show called Superboy. And
Hmm.
when I finished college, I moved to LA and then started everything. Like it was amazing. A lot of work,
Hmm.
a lot of busting your butt. But when you love something as much as I do love acting, you can't quit. And I always tell people, if you don't love it, like if you don't have to do it, don't,
Hmm.
because it's a rough career.
No, I agree because there's a lot of no's in that industry.
Yes.
So it's one of those things where, you got to be fully committed and like that, you got to be really committed to it. And if you're not, like, you're going to be very let down very quickly, I feel like.
Yes, exactly. Well said. And so many people out there who want to get into acting, they don't
Hmm.
realize, you might audition 20 times before you get even a callback, or
Hmm.
you might audition 200 times before you book something. They don't realize that everybody in the world wants to be an actor and they're all competing with you.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
crazy. Hmm.
Sure is. So I know that you've been on stuff like Get the Gringo, I Saw the Light, The New Adventures of Old Christine, and the one that is really well known, The Office.
Yes, yes. All of those were so much fun. There hasn't been one set that I've been on that I didn't enjoy. Like, I get on a set and I come to life. I just glow. I'm just happy. Like, it's like almost like a drug for me. I just love it so much. But yeah, all of those I enjoyed. And, the thing with The Office, I'm sure your listeners have experienced this if they're actors.
Mhm.
So I had like a guest star role and we shoot all these scenes.
Mhm.
And then my mom was on the East Coast. And so
Mhm.
she's watching and she calls me up and she goes, Denise, I saw you, but I didn't see very much of you. And I'm like, what? Well, The Office was notorious
Mhm.
for shooting way more than they needed so that they had DVD extras. And so that's what ended up happening. All my scenes were still there. They were just
Mhm.
on the DVD extras. So it worked out great because I still got the footage, I got the credit, and I still get residuals. So it was all good. But it was a shock to the system. What do you mean? What do
Mhm.
you mean? So yeah, but that happens a lot to
Mhm.
actors. It just depends on and and I'm all for it, quite honestly.
Mhm.
If it means it moves the story along better,
Mhm.
chop away.
Definitely, definitely. And remind me, which season and episode were you in?
I don't even remember the season. It was Shareholders Meeting is the name of the episode, and you
Okay.
could see me in
Mhm.
there,
Okay.
but all my stuff is really cut and it's on the extras.
Mhm.
But it was so much fun working with those guys. Oh, they're hilarious.
Oh, I bet. Like, that's like one of the best shows out there to get someone, their spirits up rise. And so it's like, the fact that you got to work with, one of the best shows is like amazing.
I know. And then like New Adventures of Old Christine, Julia
Hmm.
Louis Dreyfus. Holy smokes! They after every take they came with a new script. I'm not
Hmm.
lying. And I kept thinking, what? She's not going to make this any funnier. It's already hilarious. And sure enough, she would take those new sides and she'd
Hmm.
make it even funnier. Like she is brilliant.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
So if you could act with anyone in the world, Denise, who would you choose and why?
Ooh, that's a toughie. because there's so many brilliant people. I think, honestly, this may sound crazy because I already worked with him, Mel Gibson.
Mhm.
I would want to do it again in a bigger role and actually really get to know the guy. I was there a week. We shot it in Mexico City, but there's only so much time in between takes. But
Mhm.
he's a really nice, fun, interesting guy. I know he's got a weird history out there, but I don't know. That's not the guy who I saw and met and worked with. It was totally different. And then let's see. Gosh, for females, it's tough. There's so many. I honestly would
Mhm.
be thrilled to work with anyone. I worked with Dennis Hopper before he passed.
Mhm.
Super nice guy. Um, I don't know. I just, like I said, I come to life on a set. It doesn't matter who I'm working with.
Mhm. That's very true. And do you have like an actor that you look up to? Maybe that's a better question to ask you. Do you
Oh,
have someone that like you look up to?
they're the ones that it could even be an unknown actor. If they
Mhm.
come to set and they're fully prepared, I love that. I've always said talent is a turn on, and when you see talented people, no matter what they're doing, whether it's acting or painting or whatever it may be, it's so their passion overflows to
Mhm.
you, and I think it just ignites sparks in people. I don't know about you, but like when you watch a movie,
Oh, mhm.
don't you like, oh, you want to make a movie or you want to be in a
Mhm.
movie or you just want to help with that movie? Like
Mhm.
it sparks passion, which I think is so important, especially in this world nowadays. It's like we need all the passion and excitement we can
Mhm.
get, right?
Definitely. And not even just with that, but the radio show that I do, I get to interview different actresses and actors too. So it's one of those things just by talking to them and getting the opportunity to even do that is just, makes me want to, you know, do it more, like,
Right,
be a part of it. Just the fact that I get the opportunity to talk to some people that I do. So
right, exactly. Now, are there ever days where you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing the show today?
definitely.
Yeah, because we all have our down days.
Hmm.
I tell people, I said, just because you had a down day doesn't mean it's a down week or a down
Hmm.
month or a down year. Just pick yourself back up the next day and go for it and take baby steps.
Hmm.
Sometimes a goal is so overwhelming,
Hmm.
but if you break it down into tiny little baby steps, you'll get there before you know it.
Hmm. And that's what I've been told too. And I'm sure you've been told the same thing, but like you can't jump in full force and do everything all at once.
Right,
Hmm.
exactly. And why would you want to, right? It would be
Right.
just a
Hmm.
big old mess. Right?
Yeah.
You gotta do a little bit here and there and do
Hmm.
it right. And but then there's also the thought, and I believe in this too, launch at 80%.
Hmm.
Because too many people are like, well, it's not perfect, it's not perfect. I'm like, I can't put it out there. Yes, you
Hmm.
can. Put it out there, or you will never put it out there.
No, I agree with you 100%. I agree. Definitely.
Because can you imagine with your show, like every little mistake, if you just kept starting over,
Yes.
like
Hmm.
it would never, you wouldn't be doing this 3 years now. You wouldn't
Hmm.
have all these shows under your belt, right?
Definitely. And when I first started, and sometimes to this day, I'm like, oh my God, there's that little mistake or that thing that's going on. And I just got to keep telling myself that
Right.
no, like it's fine the way it is. Don't worry about it. You're not
Exactly.
getting any complaints from anybody, so you're
Right.
good.
Right. Exactly. We're all human. We're going to make a
Hmm.
mistake.
Hmm. Definitely. So, do you have a favorite TV show or movie that you have not been in that you like watching?
Oh, yeah. Marvelous Maisel. Have you seen that?
Possibly. Sounds familiar.
She is funny, really like that. We're introducing our daughter right now to Stranger Things. We had already seen a lot of
Mhm.
it, but we're
Mhm.
back watching it, and that's a fun show. It's funny because like when she was younger, we started
Mhm.
looking up like Little House on the Prairie, and
Mhm.
things like that that I thought she might enjoy. And it was funny
Mhm.
to watch her start to watch it and go, "Mom, what is this?" And then as she got into it, she liked it just as much as I did as a kid.
Mhm.
So it's funny to introduce things like that to her. But yeah, right now we're watching Maisel and Stranger Things, and then of course we still got to catch up with Ozark. Haven't seen the latest season of Ozark yet.
Mhm.
What about you? What are you watching?
Um, I would have to say, right now I'm really into Young Sheldon. That one's a good one. I don't know if
Oh,
you've seen
that
that.
is a cute show.
Yes. That's something that I'm into right now. The
So then
Big
did
Bang
you
Theory.
watch, yeah, did you watch the other show, obviously,
Yes,
probably?
The Big Bang
Yeah,
Theory. I was just getting to
yeah, yeah.
that.
Love that show.
hmm Definitely a good show, I have to say. Definitely.
Yeah. Yep,
hmm
some clever writing, very, very good acting, right? They like commit to
hmm
those characters for certain.
Yes, 1000%. I agree with you. They definitely commit. A lot of shows commit. I mean, there's some really good shows out there.
Yeah.
So I know that you mentioned that you've done film festivals. Tell me more a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
Okay, so 23 years ago, I starred in a horror film and wanted it to be in film festivals, and there weren't
hmm
any festivals that catered to horror. And so I came up with this crazy idea to start a horror film festival. I call it Shriek Fest. So this is the 22nd year of this film festival now. I
Oh,
thought it was
wow.
going to be like something fun to do around
hmm
Halloween.
Yeah.
And the first year we got 45 submissions because
hmm
we threw it together like in 2 months. And then the
hmm
next year it just exploded. We were getting submissions from every country. Like it was so desperately needed.
hmm
Now it feels like there's a horror film festival on every corner. They're
hmm
everywhere. But yeah, I mean, crazy. And it's bi-coastal, so it's in Orlando
hmm
and it's in Los Angeles, and it's been amazing.
That's really cool. So did you get an opportunity to travel everywhere or
Oh
going
yeah,
and stuff? hmm
oh yeah, back and forth. Um, and I'm from Orlando, so I had family there and stuff, so that was made it things easy. But it was really nice because the LA festival was a lot of industry people and the
hmm
filmmakers and press, and then the Orlando one was all horror fans, which was really nice to help these filmmakers bring their films to other areas and
hmm
introduce people to these amazing independent horror films.
That's really cool. And the fact that you got it started 22 years ago, you must be thinking wow, this has
I
been
know. It's
crazy.
crazy. It is crazy.
hmm
Every day I'm like, how did this happen?
hmm
Because I never in a million years would have imagined I'd be doing a horror film festival for 22 years. No.
That is just crazy, really
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So do you have any upcoming projects that we can look forward to? Any
I
movies, anything with
do.
the festival? Tell us more.
Okay, so I just shot a movie called Nine Windows, and it is an updated version of Rear Window. And but the cool thing, so Mandalorian, the TV series, it's
hmm
shot 50% virtual reality. This
hmm
movie is the first ever movie to be shot 100% virtual. Now, I don't mean you put on, the goggles to see the movie. What it is okay, let's say you have your sound stage and
hmm
everything's black and you've got your furniture pieces. Well, when you turn on, I guess it's like a projection system, it looks like a fancy mansion now. It's so bizarre.
Oh.
So when the camera shoots it, it looks like you're really in that location. And that's what I mean about 100% virtual. So the whole movie is that. Now, what it allows is you don't need to go to different locations. You can shoot them all in a sound stage. So you can
hmm
control the weather, you can control the sound. However, so let's say you have a couch and a chair here. And so you're trying to shoot this person over here. And then which is fine, you're shooting him here and you see the background that's all projected. But now when you flip it to shoot this person, there's nothing back here. So where the problem comes in with this technology is you have to flip the entire set. You have to move all the furniture and everything and now project the other side of the room on. It's so bizarre. So this movie is coming out later this year. We just wrapped it a couple weeks ago. And then I start shooting a movie on Tuesday, next Tuesday. And it's I think it's a Hallmark movie. They're not telling me yet, but I think it's a Hallmark movie because it's titled Baked with a Kiss. Doesn't that sound Hallmark to you?
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. So, but they haven't officially said that, but I'm so excited because I've been wanting to do a Hallmark movie because my mom and my mother-in-law, they watch a lot of Hallmark, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I've got to get on this channel. So I'm super excited about that. And then I have another one that I cannot talk about that's coming out later this year as well. And it's a movie. So it's been good because, during all the lockdowns and stuff, I basically just said, I'm not going to audition. I might take a little break. So it's so nice to be back auditioning and getting on sets. It just feels so good. How about
Yes,
you?
definitely.
Did you have to stop doing what you love? Probably not, because you can do your show from home.
No, I didn't actually stop. It actually kept me busy. So
Perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. You
Yeah.
got to be creative and still produce things and nice.
Definitely. What did you do during the pandemic? I mean, obviously you weren't acting, but did you do anything else, like in particular?
Well, it's funny because we did like staycations. So we'd go and
Okay.
we'd stay in different resort areas. There wasn't a whole lot
Mhm.
going on, but at least you felt like
Right.
you were getting away.
Right.
We did lots of things with family, that sort of thing. It was definitely rough. Glad
It
that's
sure
getting
was.
over with. I think
Yeah.
we're done. I think we're all done with that.
Definitely. Where can people find you on social media platforms if they want to give you a follow and continue with your adventures?
Perfect. They can find me at denisegossett.com. They can find me on Facebook as Denise Gossett, Instagram Denise Gossett 1, I think it is, and Twitter Denise Gossett, and did I list them all? There's so many. I'm so sick of social media. But yeah, I'm on all of them. Come say hello. I would love to hear from you.
Awesome. And Denise, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you would like to mention?
I would like to mention thank you so much for including me, Kayden. This has been really fun. You're a joy to talk to, and thanks for your patience with my internet outage.
Hey, I mean, it's technology. I mean, there's not much you can do. And unless if it eventually wants to work and then you're on Zoom and then there you go.
Right. We did it somehow. It worked out.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, I would like to thank Denise Gossett for taking the time to come on the Kayden Gordon Show today's Best Country Mix. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much.